Right now, we have two hospitals in Wisconsin, one called Theta Care and one called Ascension. Theta Care is the bad guy. They are the POS in this scenario. Let me explain. Let me elaborate a little bit. At that hospital, they have a team of specialists for cardiology and radiology, a team of about 11 people. One of those employees from Theta Care went to apply to a job at Ascension Hospital, and they got a job offer. And when they got it back, they were like, wow, this is way bigger, way more than anything I was expecting. And so they go back and they tell all of their coworkers, hey, man, look, I just got this job offer from this other hospital. Maybe you should think about checking it out. Maybe go to, apply for some jobs. 6 other people went and applied for jobs, and 6 other people got offers. So they're telling management, hey, we're going to move to this other hospital. Best of luck. And instead of Theta Care telling these employees, okay, best of luck with your employment and career, they go to court and they ask a judge to put a 90-day injunction to prevent those people from leaving. Now, you might be thinking, did they sign a non-compete clause, Josh? No. Nope. They didn't sign a non-compete clause. They signed no contracts that dictated who, when, or where they could work. If you don't know, the law of the land in the United States is typically at-will employment, which means they can fire you at any time, and you're also free to leave to go work wherever you want at any time. Now, employers love to throw at-will employment in your face. Usually they'll say something like, if you don't like it here, you're free to leave. And so that's what people do. And they're like, yeah, I can go get somewhere that respects me and treats me right, treats me better, whatever. And they go and they quit and they get a different job. That's pretty normal here. Except this time, the hospital's like, nuh-uh, you can't just quit like that. You got to think about the community. If the whole team just moves to another hospital, this hospital will lose its accreditation. Think about the community. That's how they're framing it. They're also framing it as Ascension Hospital came to recruit that entire team to bring them over to Ascension Hospital, which isn't the case. One person went and got a job offer and then spread the word of the great job offer to his coworkers. Let me read you the letter that Theta Care sent out to everyone who's working at Theta Care justifying why they're not letting their employees leave. Colleagues, we recently learned that 7 of our 11-member interventional radiology and cardiovascular team of nurses and technicians were recruited by and have accepted employment offers at Ascension Hospital. They were recruited by. No, they weren't. One person went and accepted a job offer and then told their coworkers. The departure of these team members comes at a time when COVID and other issues are causing significant staffing and recruiting challenges locally and across the nation. The action taken by Ascension, they're trying to put the hospital providing the great job offer on blast. The action taken by Ascension puts at risk the many communities and patients served by our robust critical care services. Specifically, the hiring away of these employees en masse would impede our ability to provide care to trauma victims at our Level 2 trauma center and would potentially force the diversion of trauma victims from a 17-plus county area to Ascension. So you can see the gaslighting here, right? Won't somebody think of the community? I mean, look, these are humans doing a job, and it's just business, right? That's what you would say if you fired them, but now it's not just business. It's about the community. Maybe you should have paid them better and treated them better, Theta Care. And here's what really gets me. When these people told Theta Care they were leaving to go to the Ascension Hospital, Theta Care didn't make any counteroffers. They made absolutely 0 counteroffers, and they had time to do so. Instead, they just go to court and ask for an injunction. And really, really the thing here that gets me is that the court granted the injunction. That is the biggest slap in the face of at-will employment and employee law I've ever seen. It has to be. I'm sure there are a lot of other lawyers watching this going, I can't wait to help these 7 Theta Care employees take all the money they can from that Theta Care hospital. You would think a case like this, if presented to a judge, the judge would be like, it's at-will employment. They can leave and work wherever they want. They didn't sign any papers with you and then throw it out. But no, that's not what happened at all, because they went to Judge Mark McGinnis. Note the name, okay? Mark McGinnis. Now, Mark McGinnis has put into effect this injunction to prevent these workers from accepting their new job offers, and let me explain the conditions that he granted it on. They either can keep working at their current hospital for 90 days, not work at all, or a couple of them can stay and the rest of them can go accept their job offer, which again is honestly just a slap in the face to at-will employment. If I don't like you, I don't have to work for you, as long as, I'm not in the military and I didn't sign a bunch of stuff like that. But like for civilian jobs, for the most part, if I don't like you in the U.S., I don't have to work for you in the U.S. And again, the hospital is saying, you got to think about the community, but no, that's not really what it is. They're going to lose their accreditation if this many people leave. And to be honest, Theta Care, it sucks to suck. Maybe you should do a better job recruiting. You can't just be like, oh, you can't quit. You can't force them to work for you either. And they think by going to court, I guess maybe they do think they can force you to work. for them. I mean, now you're just going to have an empty hospital anyways. So it's pretty enraging, right? Imagine you're an at-will employee, but a judge rules and says, no, you can't go accept this new job because the community might suffer and the hospital will lose its accreditation. What is the point of having at-will employment if it only benefits the employer? This just throws all of that out the window. But again, Mark McGinnis, let me show you something. Let me show you something. So this is the court judge, Mark McGinnis here. And Mark McGinnis put Brian D. Mitchell in jail for 6 months because he rolled his eyes at him in court. And then when they met again, he rolled his eyes again and he picked up some papers off the floor, which also angered Judge Mark McGinnis here. The hearing started off well, but went downhill rapidly after the conversation turned to contempt. McGinnis wanted Mitchell to write an apology, orally apologize in court, and pay a $5,000 fine before judge would purge the contempt finding. You have to write an apology, speak an apology, and pay $5,000 because you rolled your fucking eyes at Mark McGinnis. I don't know what kind of guy he thinks he is, but you're not above the law just because you work in the law, Mark. I don't know how you got this position, but you sure as hell don't deserve it. Here's another report on Mark McGinnis's behavior. Note this word here. Mark McGinnis is under fire for mishandling and abusing truancy court. An outside source was brought in to evaluate the truancy court. He presented the findings of his investigation in a report at Thursday's school board meeting. Retired Madison attorney Dwayne McCreary was hired to investigate Mark McGinnis. His grievances included calling students names, like stupid, talking down to the parents and attorneys, sending students to shelter care without notifying their parents, and giving students excessive amounts of community service hours. That's Mark McGinnis for you guys. He's the one who granted the injunction for theta care. Does this man have kids? Oh, actually, he does have kids. This is Mark McGinnis's Twitter page. Here's Mark McGinnis right here, the guy that's preventing employees from starting a job for no other reason than he deemed it so. Do you think he talks to his kids like he talks to the kids that come to his courtroom? How do you think he treats these other people that are close to him, you know? It really makes me start to wonder, you know, you give someone a little power and it just goes to their fucking head. So this is Mark McGinnis again, and here he is, probably making some dumbass court decision like he did with theta care. Just thought you should get a good look at him. At-will employment is at will. You cannot force me to work for you. You cannot say you can't go work there. I didn't sign any contracts with you. I have no non-competes. You have to let them go, Mark. I don't know what they did to get you to make this decision, Mark. But I think you know, and everyone else watching this shit show knows it was not the right move. I don't know how you maintain this position. I don't know who votes you into the judge slot. But damn, is that a slap in everyone's face that you're the one who made it. This is really close to home because my dad signed a non-compete, which was ridiculous. He signed it when he was like 27, 23 years old, and then he broke it. And they took everything from him. They sued him, took the house, all this stuff, right? You guys probably already heard that story. But this isn't a non-compete case. It's not. They broke no contracts. They should be free to leave. What if they were firing you and you were like, won't you think of the community? If you fire me right now, the community might suffer from my lack of expertise and specialty. Now, that wouldn't work, right? But when the company does it, it's okay. What the fuck is that? What's the point? Again, of having at-will employment if it doesn't benefit the employee at all. And I hope it's not giving other companies ideas. One other note here. This is Mark McGinnis again. This is part 2 of his investigation, right? I didn't even go read part 1. Who knows what part 1 says about Mark McGinnis? But, you know, Mark McGinnis is the type of guy who would put you in jail for rolling your eyes. Like, so what does he do to his kids when his kids talk back? You know, like it really just makes me wonder. You know, it's like there was that one judge who kept sending teenagers to jail for like no reason, just because he didn't like teenagers. It was on Reddit the other day. I saw it, but like that guy is now in jail for sending a bunch of other people to jail for no reason. And this seems very similar to me. I mean, rolling your eyes. How petty was it getting? How petty are you? You're a judge, right? I don't know. So we should just like petition to get Mark out of office if you're gonna do dumb shit like this. Let's see. In a hearing Friday, McGinnis told lawyers to work something out by the end of the day, or the temporary restraining order he signed barring employees from starting at Ascension would go into effect until he could make a further ruling. So what if the hospital loses its accreditation? So what? That's not your problem. That's their problem. It's not the workers leaving problem either, because that's just business, right, Mark? He'd probably put me in jail for 6 months for saying that, right? Fuck you, Mark. You're causing people to lose fucking money because they don't want to work for someone that they don't have to because of at-will employment. This lady's a giant POS too, because she's the one who thought of this idea to go take it to court, and try and prevent people from leaving her company. She's just vice president. Imagine what she would do if she was actual president. Oh my fucking God, bro. Here's the CEO of ThedaCare, this guy. My hat's off to all our healthcare team members who go above and beyond each day, irrespective of their role, taking care of our communities. We can't thank them enough for all that they do. You know, you could just pay them more money, right? This was a week ago. You could just pay them. You could have given them counter offers or something, Imran. This seems like a slap in the face to those people or everyone who works at this hospital now. Both of you and this other vice president lady just make this hospital a giant joke. Why would anyone ever go work for you again if they're just going to come work for you under the assumption that, well, if I work for you, I might not be able to leave because you'll take me to court again and prevent me from going anywhere else? Like, it's happened once. Why didn't you throw it out, Mark? Why didn't you take this whole thing and be like, this is stupid. Get out of my courtroom. Why would you even entertain this fiasco, Mark? For real. What's going on with you? Probably put me in jail for 6 months for saying that too, right? The judge just pretty much guaranteed these people will never have to work another day in their life once the lawsuit they filed is settled. Yeah, pretty much. You notice that disrespect that you are showing me in the last 35 seconds? You get that, right? Yes. As I told you last time, I'm going to be the guy who sentences you if you lose. And you know, you don't make... It's not in your best interest to carry on the way you carry on. That's okay. You can do it if you want. You can roll your eyes when I'm talking. You can purposely look away, and you can look at me and give me the fuck you look, right, that you've been giving me for the last minute, and that's fine. That's just who you are. This is a court judge. This is a court judge spending your tax dollars or Wisconsin people tax dollars to sit there and bitch and moan about someone rolling their eyes and then costing taxpayer money even more by sending that person to jail for 6 months because he rolled his eyes because Mr. McGinnis can't contain his emotions. Anybody else going to say it?
Judge ruled in favor of ThedaCare, saying that the workers were not allowed to transfer to Ascension until ThedaCare has enough staff to replace them. If the healthcare providers can't come to an agreement, the employees will not be allowed to work at either facility under the order.
This whole situation is just so messed up. I'm open to hearing any other updates or information that you guys have. Maybe I overlooked something. Maybe I missed something. Now, I'm not super familiar with working inside of the healthcare industry, but I imagine losing your accreditation as a hospital because your team leaves isn't a good look. But you know what else isn't a good look, Lynn? This bullshit right here that you're doing right now, where you decide, no, you can't leave. Think about people, like, they'll have to go to a different hospital now to get health care. Yeah, they will. But it's those people who are serving who they choose and when and where. So if it is what it is, it is what it is. Again, it's just business, right? That's what you would say to them. I swear, like, this is what we should all do, community, people chat who watch this channel. The next time you get let go or your boss turns you down, you should just say, well, if you fire me, think about the community. I realize that I've repeated myself a lot in this video, but this hospital is a piece of work. ThedaCare, good luck staying in business after this. Good luck. Look at how you treat your staff. How do you treat your patients? I have some serious sympathy for these 7 people who just want to start their new job. For real. Like, can you imagine you're just sitting there looking at your paper, just looking at your offer letter going, this would be really great if I could take it. Now I have to sit here, wait for our bullshit lawyers to work this out because Mark McGinnis decided it would be a good idea to not let me go to work, even though I didn't sign any contracts for anyone. Apparently he says, I can't work. ThedaCare, this wasn't a good idea. I don't know who told you this was going to be a good idea. I imagine your attorneys and lawyers said specifically, don't do this. This is really stupid. Don't do this, Lynn. Don't. And look, we're giving you our advice. Okay, all right, you're filing it anyways. All right, well, just want to let you know you're going to be paying these people more than you'll ever make in your entire life, Lynn. You know, like, it's probably something like that. But there's spite and ego and pride and all this other stupid stuff that this hospital just can't seem to let go of. If you're providing a service, like you're an employee with a skill, and you didn't sign any agreements, you can work when, where, who, however you want. You know, it's up to you. At will employment. I can leave if I want to. So now we all know. Anyways, guys, that's today's video. I'm pretty pissed off. I hope you guys are too, because quit if you don't like it. Okay, I will. And then you can't. That's a pretty big deal. This is a pretty big fucking deal. Anyways, make sure to share the video, leave a like for the algorithm, comment, not for the algorithm, but because you want to let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys in the next one.